Like Chuck D, I shut him down. As we continue with flavor. Like Chuck D, I shut him down.
Plus an attitude like Tupac got.
Yes, a ghetto soldier.
I got an S on my chest.
This is Philip Muhammad with Far Rockaway Under Attack and the Floor Foundation. We're here with Lachey Vickers of Ocean Bay Houses, who is one of the victims of the 25 who were busted on April 1st. April 1st, right?
Yes.
Right, April 1st here at Ocean Bay. And we're here to talk to her about her ordeal, how it affected her, and exactly how the system is running when it comes to our people, and particularly the poor, disenfranchised, those who are in the projects, like some of you who are watching. Lachey, would you like to tell us exactly what happened to you on that day on the 1st?
I sure will. At about 6 a.m. on April 1st, my mother, I was asleep. I got a knock on the door. My mother answered the door, and at that moment they told her, "You down at Vickers, we have a warrant for your arrest." They went and further into the apartment, evacuating every room that they could. When they got to my room, they knocked on my door. They told me that, who are you? Because they weren't familiar with me. Just my name, and to verify my name. And they also told me that they had a warrant for my arrest. My uncle lives there. They pinned him against the wall, patted him down, told him that, we have arrest warrants for these two people, and went on to looking around my apartment with actually no search warrant.
They didn't show you a warrant?
Never.
They identify themselves?
Never. I actually remembered one of them because about a week prior to my arrest, I was stopped on the side of my building by what I assumed was the detectives, a warrant squad, and they stopped me and said, "Okay, well, we know who your sister is, we know who your mother is, well, who are you?" I thought it was some type of joke. I'd never been in trouble with the law, so I gave them my ID, and I figured that everything would be okay. I knew I didn't have any warrants. They looked at my ID and told me to have a nice day. They went on questioning me about, I know what happens with the shootings around here. Typical questions that they ask most of the youth out here.
Do you think they wrote anything down when they took your ID? Did they take your information down?
Yes, they actually did. He said one of the detectives, of which I believe was, I guess it was protocol. One was just, keeping me occupied with the questions, while the other one was in the car writing things down and, scanning for a warrant.
So he had your ID in the car, and the other one was finessing your ear.
Correct.
All right. Did you have any other confrontations or meetings with police prior to this, other than that moment?
I can say actually harassment. Being that I have a lot of times where they've stopped me and, "How you doing, Lachey?" Like we were best friends, or like they knew me like that, or even like I was a criminal. They would roll up to me and say, "How you doing?" and "How's the family?" and things like that. And all this was happening between the late ending of March to April 1st.
Okay, so let's go on to the arrest, the actual arrest again. You said they did not identify themselves. They came in the house. They pinned up your uncle, you said it was, and your mother was in the house. How did they treat you? What happened exactly again? Let's go back to that.
Being that I was still, I know that when I woke up to, of course, a whole bunch of banging, and I woke up to flashlights. It was dark, flashlights, and this is the police, everybody get up, scary. Thank God my daughter didn't wake up at the moment, woke me up, and I was trying to keep it, a little simple, like, I'll leave the room, let my daughter sleep, what have you. Just mainly the mental abuse. Just, we know that you're Lachey Vickers, come out, I hope you don't have nothing on you, pat me down, which was very interesting because there were male officers who were patting me down. The female officers stood guard at the door while the male officer was patting me down. I actually had just a t-shirt on, I didn't have any pants on, I had underwear on, and I kept asking the arresting officers, "Can I get dressed?" They was like, "Oh, we cannot leave you in the room. You can't get dressed right here. The female officer be standing here." She was standing the whole time.
Why didn't she pat you down. You think she just was there to observe and
I
not
believe
to do
so.
a pat
That was
down?
the sergeant of 100.
That's something
100
that the
precincts.
police
I
department
don't
needs to work on. I feel like personally, I think that was a disrespect. They should have the female touch the female, and I think that's protocol.
Yes, exactly.
You know, maybe if that female officer was afraid to say something, maybe she was a rookie. Did they look like they were professional and that they've been around, or did they appear to be rookie about, you know, amateur about what they were doing?
A couple of them, yeah. I could say they were rookie. I realized, and I remembered a couple of them from. I know one of the females who was standing outside the door was actually the captain of 101 Precinct. I know her.
Oh.
You know, I've seen her before. You know,
You saw her
yes.
bars?
Yes.
So she was a high-ranking officer in the apartment watching this happen?
Correct.
Do you know her name?
Don't know her name.
Oh, okay.
Don't know her name.
So let's go right into the rest a little bit more for the sake of time. What happened? Let's go on.
Okay, well, after I was apprehended, we was brought downstairs. Me and my mother was brought downstairs, and I actually was told, I for a second thought maybe, this was something my mother did or something of that nature. I figured that maybe she got into some trouble. They told me, oh, you have nothing to worry about, because the whole time as I was leaving my apartment, until I got downstairs, I told them that, I've never been in trouble with the law. I don't have any warrants. I don't have no records. So, they said, okay, well, when you get to the precinct, we'll let you know if you have a warrant, you should be let go. That's the idea that I had, and that's what they
But they didn't take you to the precinct, did they?
Yeah, they actually took us straight to the precinct. But
that was part. But wait, what about the lineup? Did they do a lineup with you? I think they did a lineup with some of it. If you were part of that, but that was in front of Dunkin' Donuts. And remember, this was like what, 6 in the morning?
Exactly. It actually we did pull up at the back of Dunkin' Donuts, and I guess that's when they were doing the lineup for the other people. I believe me and my mother, we were told to stand in front of the building for that particular reason as well, because I remember the dark car, the tinted windows rolled up, stood there for a second, and then pulled off.
And technically, as far as I understand it, that's illegal to actually do a lineup like that in the street. So that's a violation of your rights.
Exactly.
So they stood you up in front of the Dunkin' Donuts restaurant, in front of everybody, cars going by. This is just regular activity in the morning, people going to work. How did you feel?
It was degrading. I actually, to be the real part about the bad part about it was sitting in the back of this blue van, dark, just hearing people's voices, not knowing who's in there with me, what the situation is, scared. Like I said, I've never been arrested. Never when it's past the precinct, to be quite honest with you. So this was a scary situation for me, just off the strength of me being in the back of a car, handcuffed to a seat, not knowing what's going on to me. You know what I'm saying? So,
So you went straight to the precinct at that point. And what happened there? Were you treated with respect? How did that affect you when you went to the precinct? Okay,
well, the precinct wasn't too bad. It was time consuming because, like I said, I had the idea that I was going to leave the precinct once they found out I didn't have a warrant. Being that it was so many of us, it took a little time to run everybody's name, and the process was kind of lengthy. But once I got to the holding cell is when it really got, that's when it got rough. I was in a cell with about 4 or 5 girls. It was probably about 7 cells with all 25 of us from that indictment. We were all next to each other, cell by cell. So it was racket, you know what I'm saying? It was people screaming at each other, and that's when the fingers started being pointed. Well, I wonder who's the snitch, and that's what really started getting to me, you know what I'm saying? Because we didn't know who to blame, what to blame, and what was the situation at that moment.
Obviously, they had some kind of intelligence to have that many people locked up, so those are questions that would pop up in a situation like that. And how did they get everybody? So it doesn't make sense. And you having no drug affiliation, no gang affiliation, I'm sure this really affected you in a negative way. But what happened right after the precinct? Did they take you to central bookings, Rikers? What did you do?
Actually, we got on the police van and they took us straight to criminal court. Straight to criminal court, where we actually seen this so-called attorney, legal aid for a couple of seconds, which once again I was told that, we see your record, it's clear, you have no problems. Your mother on the other hand, well, she has a little record, no felonies. They saying it might not look so good for her, but you on the other hand, you're going to be let out of here. They had me really thinking that I was going to be let go. And once again, that wasn't the case. We seen the judge, and he told me bail send it $1,000 and take it to the bank.
$1,000 bail?
Yes.
And what were the charges?
I was charged with 2 misdemeanors. I believe in the 4th degree. 1 criminal cell, 1 criminal possession of marijuana, and 2 felonies, Class B felonies, both criminal cells of cocaine.